Hi everyone! Today I'm summarizing The Fifth Petal by Brunonia, a mix of mystery, history, and the supernatural. Spoiler warning, major plot points ahead. This is just my take, not a full review. If you're interested, the book link is in the description. 3 women died on Halloween night in 1989, and ever since, Rose has been on the edge of insanity. That night, along with the 3 women, Callie Cahalone of the Women's Daughters was also there, and she was saved by Rose. Since the murders, Rose has devoted most of her time to finding the killer, or the Banshee. When a boy was recently killed and Rose was blamed, the murder of the 3 women known as the Goddesses was brought up again, to the point that most people in town wanted to exhume the bodies for further investigation. Callie Cahill had been raised by nuns and was told that Rose was already dead. However, when she saw on the news that Rose was once again linked to another death, she decided to return to Salem and visit her. When she met Rose, she was far from the person Callie had lived with as a child. Rose was now homeless and unresponsive most of the time. To help with Rose's recovery, Callie stayed in Salem for a while and lived with Rafferty and Towner. Rafferty is the chief of police, and Towner is his wife. While in Salem, Callie met Paul Whitings and eventually fell in love with him, although she was hesitant at first because she kept having dreams of Paul naked in bed, about to have sex with the Goddesses, which later turned out to be visions of Paul's father instead. She was invited to their grand home, where she tried treating his mother's cancer with sound therapy. Rose was also invited to the event at their home, but she insisted on staying outside, hoping to find answers from the trees. Sadly, Rose died after freezing in the cold. To cope with the grief, Callie went with Paul to Matera. They were happy together, but they later received a phone call informing them that Paul's mother had died. It came as a shock to both of them, as Paul's mother had seemed to be improving while under Callie's care. Things became worse when, just weeks after her death, Paul's father Finn announced his wedding to Marta, an old family friend. Callie and Paul returned. Paul fought with his father, disapproving of the sudden wedding, while Marta warned Callie to stay away from Paul to protect her because the Whiting men always betray the women they love. True enough, Callie left Paul when she noticed he had become obsessed with the wedding, and she felt like she didn't know him anymore. While she was away, Paul called her, and she answered. Paul was asking for help, so she rushed back and found him. No one was there to help them, and she began feeling a little dizzy herself. After a few hours, Marta appeared, and Callie felt relieved because Paul's pulse had slowed down. However, it turned out that Marta had planned everything. Marta admitted to being the one who killed Paul's mother. She confessed to poisoning Paul, his father, and Callie had only taken a sip. Marta also revealed that she was present when the Goddesses were killed and that she was the Banshee. She was the 5th Petal and the one who had killed the Goddesses. Marta died that night during a fight with Callie. Paul's father also died, but Paul survived, though it took some time for him to recover. That's it for The 5th Petal. Thanks for watching if you liked it. The purchase link is in my bio. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other summaries. See you next time.